Our phone lines are open, 514-790-0800, 514-790-0800. That's the number to dial. Welcome, first-timers, for our weekly In-Transit Gripes and Kudos segment. Do you have a gripe to share when it comes to getting from point A to point B? It can be public transit or driving your car. Give me a call right now. We're going to begin this week's Gripes and Kudos by taking a look at the situation with the REM. Now, some of you know this, right? Do you use one of those apps on your phone to find out how to get from point A to point B? You know, if you use Google Maps, you can say, okay, here's where I want to go. And there's also an option, if you go to the public transit tab, to tell the app, hey, I'm leaving not today at this time. I'm going to leave next Monday. I want to see what my commute could be. And now, you know, we're just over a week away from the REM launching. You can now go on these apps and you can say, okay, my date of departure will be July 31st at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it will show you the transit directions with the REM in mind, as the REM is launching right on July 31st. That's the first day it's open to paying customers, of course, open on the weekend for free rides before that. And what people have been noticing, there are people in the South Shore that have been noticing, SpaghettiOs, my commute that was 30 minutes on a bus is now going to get way more complicated and a lot longer. So let's take a look at one of those stories from commuters in the South Shore, seeing their commute times double. And there's a couple of reasons here. One, the bus service has changed. Two, some of the stations haven't opened, including the Griffintown REM station, which won't open until at least the end of 2024. Annick Beauchemin joins us on the line, one of those residents in the South Shore that faces a lengthier commute. Annick, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
First things first, let's talk about your current commute. Tell me about what you need to do today in order to get to and from work.
Right now, it's pretty easy. I just take it takes me about 4 minutes to walk to my bus stop, and then I get a express bus straight to Griffintown. That takes about 15 minutes, about 15 minutes, and then it's a 7-minute walk to my work. So I can do everything under half an hour, door to door, and it's super easy, and it's the bus service is every 5 minutes. So that's amazing.
That seems to me like almost the perfect commute because you get some leg work in, you get a little bit of exercise in, you have a quick trip on a bus, you're at work, okay?
Yeah, I love it.
That's like best case scenario for a public transit user. July 31st, you have to go to work. What's the new commute?
I'm going to have to take a bus from the same spot to the REM station, and that bus is going to be less frequent than the one I take right now. Once I get off, it's a 5-minute walk to the REM, and then I take maybe a 15-minute REM. It's going to get me to Gare Centrale, Central Station, and then I'm going to have to wait for another bus from the STM. That's going to be another 15-ish minutes until I can get to work. So it's going to go from less than 30 minutes to something around an hour. And that's if I'm lucky. If I can catch every bus at the perfect timing, then it's going to take about an hour.
So how long have you known this was going to happen? Like, when did you first realize that your life was going to get far more complicated than it needs to be?
It kind of came in stages because when we moved because it was super close to the express bus station. At first, the bus station was supposed to be replaced by a REM station that was going to be called Chevrier. But then I think 1 or 2 years ago, that station was scrapped. So I figured, it's going to take me a little longer. I'm going to have to take another bus, but it's not that bad. And then we found out that the Griffintown Bernard Landry station was not going to open just a few months ago, actually. So right when they announced they were going to open in the summer, they decided to announce that station wasn't going to open.
So on top of it, it's also getting more expensive, right? So what has happened to the cost while the service gets worse for you?
Yeah, and they've also announced the price hike, but I don't know how much that is right now. But if everything stays at today's prices, my monthly card is going to go up from $108, which is still kind of expensive, but it's going to go up to $155. So that's going to be 44% more expensive. with a commute that's going to be twice as long.
A lot of people would not accept a commute going from half an hour to an hour and just say, "Oh, that's fine." And it's a round trip, right? So you have an extra half hour both ways. That's an extra hour of your life, right? So
exactly.
Are you considering other options right now?
And I sometimes I have to work outside of rush hour, which was not a problem right now because the bus was so frequent. But now sometimes I have to come in very early in the morning or stay pretty late. Honestly, on those days, I think I'm going to have to take my car because I'm going to exchange a 1 hour commute for something that takes me 17 minutes. Even if there's traffic, it still takes me 17 minutes because I can get out at Pierre Dupuis so I don't catch any of the traffic on Bonaventure. It's really hard to make a decision, and I love public transport, but it's really hard to choose public transport when it's 17 minutes versus 1 hour.
So let me ask, so you have a car. A car is an option for you.
Yes.
When you told us about what your commute is today, I'm like, I would never take my car and deal with downtown parking, that kind of stuff. If I had, hop on a bus, bloop, bloop, you're at work, right?
Exactly.
But now, and you mentioned certain scenarios that you'll take the car. Is there a possibility that you just say, you know what? Instead of spending $150 on a bus pass, I'll spend $200 on a parking spot per month and now exclusively take the car?
Yeah. Actually, I'm super lucky because my work could probably provide me with a free parking space.
Oh, boy.
So right now, the only reason why I'm taking public transport is because I really believe in it. I'm going to take the next month to see how it goes. I'm going to buy the pass for the first month of the REM, and I'm going to test it out. But honestly, I'm still in a holding pattern on this. I'm going to see how it goes and make my decision after. But before all of this, we were actually thinking, do we need a car? Maybe there's a new Communato station right next to where I live. So we were thinking maybe just get rid of the car and only use Communato. But now that's impossible.
Do you think there are lots more people that are in your situation?
I see so many people get off at my station and get back on the bus at my station, and all of these people have completely been forgotten by the REM. So and a lot of these people actually don't know that the service is going to stop. The people I speak to haven't been informed that well. So we really can't wait to see what it's going to look like on July 31st. But I think a lot of people are going to be shocked by the new commute they're going to have to face.
Annick, it's unbelievable that the biggest change to public transit in 60 years for the Montreal region might mean more people abandoning public transit. Have you talked to anyone, by the way? Have you spoken to politicians or transit authorities saying, "Hey, keep some of these buses running"?
I actually spoke to the RTL, which is the transit authority in Longueuil on the South Shore, and what the representative told me is that they were also blindsided by the REM, by CDPQ Infra, who's in charge. They're contractually obligated to stop all bus routes on the Champlain Bridge, but they thought that the bus station in Griffintown was going to be replaced. But now they're kind of stuck because they signed that they were going to stop all the bus routes on the Champlain Bridge, but then the REM hasn't completed their obligation to replace that station. So they're from what I heard, they were also blindsided, and they're doing the best they can, but their hands are pretty much tied.
Annick, it was really great talking to you. I think you're such a well-spoken advocate for public transit. And to hear your story, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be doing a facepalm this morning hearing your story.
I really, my greatest hope is that the REM project, at the end of the day, when all of this is done, is going to be a great project for Montreal. I just wish that CDPQ Infra was more transparent in their communication with the public and with their partners.
Annick, we've been trying to get an interview with anyone from the REM for years. Oh. They refuse. It makes no sense. Annick, you're great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
That's Annick Beauchemin, lives in Brossard, going to be maybe taking a car after these changes come into effect on the 31st of July.